as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. You dropping knowledge, no hitting is free for the play. Tap it right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every A. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to Casual Convo, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm your host, Coco, and joining me tonight is, I'm going to just say the mayor of Casual Convo, the person with the connections of all connections. Everyone's favorite, our listener, and get us all together and to tell us exactly how it goes. Paul.
Hey there, y'all. Good evening. How are you doing, Queen?
Paul was slick back in his day. I did hate it.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening. And then also joining us is the lovely, the beautiful, the multi-creative. I actually talked about you the other day, so yeah, we got to talk. The Jude.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how was your day?
How you going?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why, girl, but thank you. All right, so we do have a lot to cover. Y'all want to tell me about your day first before we get into like the mental health check-in, or y'all want to get into the mental health check-in and then get into the rhythms of today?
My mental health check is fine. And my day was fine. It was just work. Yeah. I'm tired of working. But other than that, yeah, my mental health is fine. That's it. That's all.
Oh.
Well, personally, I'm doing pretty good. Attended a couple of meetings today. Seen a few fake people along the way. And you know, just do what we do. And we got some things lined up. So I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. The day ain't helped.
My mental health is really good. Growth is amazing. That's what I will say. I like to add little shit to mine. I think growth is amazing. I think
You're freezing.
a lot of times we do have to make tough decisions. And I think we have to own them. You know what I mean? So I will say overall my mental health is good. Therapy works. Definitely is working. And I'm learning I'm learning what to keep off me and what to embrace. If that makes sense. I still fall short. Don't get me wrong. But I am learning a lot. But overall, I've been really positive, really good. I keep pushing forward. I mean, it is what it is. So that's great. Okay. Am I still frozen?
Okay, you back now.
Okay. So tonight there have been a couple of things happening, and with the kids going back to school and my grandkids, they of course they got me, getting them ready for back to school. It's been like a lot. But the one thing I'm noticing, have been noticing, is the number of mass shootings in schools, which is to me is really concerning. And I kind of wanted to get your I know you fucking lying. And I kind of wanted to get your opinions on the number of mass shootings, because it feels like it's happening like every week. And how do y'all think it's going to affect the kids moving forward? Because I think certain protocols are going to have to be put in place now with so much happening with these children.
Yeah. I only seen the one this morning. I forgot where it was.
Minnesota.
But in Minnesota, I don't have kids, but it made me think about, the big stink that they've been putting on these parents taking their phones out of school. Not them, like it's been a big thing. You feel me? The little girl with the video, teacher telling her about her phone at the end of the school day or something. And when I woke up and I saw that on the news, the first thing I thought about was we echoing for some reason. Hold on. First thing I thought about was who the hell wakes up and think to shoot up a Catholic school, any school? You feel me? Like, and then that person didn't have one gun; they had multiple guns. 2 children died. And the government right now, governments are talking about the phones are distractions. How many kids you think? How many parents you think are terrified? I don't have kids, but just waking up. And this is the 3rd day of school for most states. And this is what happened the 3rd day of school. And parents said that this was going to happen. They said this was the reason why they did not want their kids to not have phones. And the schools, fought back. And I understand, but they clearly still don't have nothing in place knowing that this happens often. It's crazy. Like, to get up and think to shoot up a school. Like, I don't know.
And it's the colleges too. I think we've been seeing it a lot amongst the colleges and then with the Catholic schools. And so it's like, I don't know if it's like a, what did they call it? Not monkey see, but what is it called? When people imitate something that they see. So I don't know if it's that, or it does seem like the kids are the targets. I do agree with you that at this point in time, at first I was like, I get the phone thing, because certain things will be recorded, kids going viral, all of this stuff happening. But when you have situations like this, they need to be able to call for help. You want to know like where your kids is. People want to get in contact with their kids. If you have their phones locked up, who knows what can happen? And I think it also shows some of the issues within the different school systems all over the world that needs to be addressed, that these kids are experiencing every day, from bullying, from being teased, the teachers, the principals, the curriculum, like all kind, it's being exposed. So I think part of that is why they don't want the schools, and it's not so much of their safety. They don't want the kids exposing how they're handling situations, which is also an issue.
Feel like they can put one of the things in there to make the cell phones not work instead of just taking them.
No, because then that'll jam they shit up too. So now what they could do with that situation there would be them little cubby holes that we used to have back in grade school and shit that we used to put our stuff in back in the days. And you kept it there until you had to go there to get it or whatnot. Put the phones in them cubby holes so they'd be able to have access to them in case they need it. That way they'll be away from them at their desk or wherever you have them sitting there doing their study. They'll be away from their phones, but they'll still be able to have access to them. You don't want to cut the parents off from the kids, because you're not going to cut me off of my child. I don't give a damn if you're saying you're not going to have a phone in school or not. You keep your phone put up in school. Keep it in your pocket. Keep it where you got to keep it. Just keep it put up. Don't be out having it out of school. But no, I got to be in touch with my child shit at school. There's too much shit going on in these schools. No, that's the worst thing you can do. And why is it that the schools seem to be targeted even much more than they were before? Why is it that the schools, colleges, like you say, colleges, the Catholic schools, elementary schools, high schools, it don't matter. It's just schools have picked up being targeted more. Is it that the kids are being bullied more and they reacting with the use of guns because they have easy access to them, or what? What is it? What is it?
Judah and I had a conversation earlier. Hey, Bosco. We had a conversation earlier where I think we kind of agreed. It feels like the kids are being targeted. It really feels like children are being targeted, because remember at one time when you saw like mass shootings, you might see like it was somebody who might have lost their job or something like that. But right now, the focus seems to be on the children. Even it started last school year, and it seemed like soon as this school year, yeah, it started. But it started like picking up and trickling. It's like every other week, you get a notification. Like I have the Citizen app on my phone, so you'll see all of these alerts about a shooting in different states, and it's like ongoing. So it's like, how do I can only imagine being a parent. I mean, I'm a grandparent, but my grandkids go to school, and I'm concerned. But I could only empathize with the parents of how do you prepare your child to go to school? So now it's not like, okay, this is how you deal with bullies or how you deal with like your teachers or if something happened. You know how you be like, call me or da 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 da. How do you have that conversation with your kid about if somebody come in? And then I know they doing like the active shooter drills, but you got to have another whole conversation.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's sad. It's sad. It's scary. I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews and godchildren that go to school, and it can happen at any school. I feel like if that is the case, then the school security officers need to be trained better instead of the president putting armed forces at in DC. It needs to be some proactiveness, some type of training happening for the school system. It need to be better things put in place. When we was in high school, they had metal detectors and all types of stuff at the school. You feel it was real life East Side High. So
At one point, I know it was a big thing here about I'm sorry, school police having being armed. I ain't gonna hold you. I think they should be. I really do think they should be in situations, especially in situations like this, to be able to one protect, two you just never know. I would feel a little bit more comfortable because if you see the amount of active shooter situations that's going on, we can't get to our children when it happens because everything on lockdown on how they navigate the situation. I would feel more comfortable if I know this school police officer got something to protect themselves, or maybe if he see this person, he can, handle his business, his or her business. Then you just telling me I gotta be like, stop, stop, no, no, no. They should be on.
yeah,
Well, JB, let me read. I'm sorry. Let me read some of the comments. JB said codes need to be in place. I don't think the codes work when there's an active shooter because that's why they do the drills. They want you to really be able to know what to do and how to be safe. Um, he said they need to get money from the governor for more school police. Here in Baltimore, the school police go back and forth to schools.
yeah, they do. Yeah. I also want to say something because y'all know I'm a movie conspiracy theorist. All summer they have been playing this movie on one of them platforms about an active shooter. It's been popping, all the previews been popping up, and it's been trying to get you to download. But it supposedly have been a real good detailed movie about active school shootings. And y'all know I feel like they put stuff like that on the television to educate, you know, and to keep things going. Because that was the theory at one point in time, about the African American community. You teach us something, we watch it, we see it, that's what we want to be. And, that was a theory on us, but they didn't realize that was a theory on everybody. And if you keep showing these kind of things on TV, these active shoot and these some of the stuff be in the TV shows, some of the stuff be in these movies, but it's a movie. I forgot. Before the show is over, I'm gonna figure out what platform it's on. I don't have it, but it's on the preview on Facebook, TikTok.
Is
It be
it
coming on.
Netflix?
It's
Because
not on Netflix.
there was a show that was about
No,
SI,
hold on.
and then they touched on that. Is that one?
It's
Harry.
on like Shutter or one of them other little network, like one of them streaming networks. It look real.
Okay, we
It
got a
look
question
real.
from YouTube. Shout out to Harry Ludwig. He says, since when do schools need police officers? Active school shooters, what are on Ritalin, etc., or are otherwise conflicted? He has a side point. I mean, I think I don't know. Okay. So the first question was, since when do schools need police officers? I think they've been needing them, especially with the culture of today. And I definitely know here in Baltimore, I think they need more because you have so much that's being faced, and I think we can look at the news of what's going on to see why it's needed. But I get your point as to they're supposed to be there for education and things like that. And it's unfortunate that we live in a time where the kids can't focus on just learning. They got to worry about so many other avenues. Um, They
We
do
have
come out and say, I don't know if it's a cover up, but they have been coming out with these school shooters and saying that they on Ritalin or they got some kind of, you know, I didn't mean to smile when I said that, but I'm noticing that's a thing.
um I was gonna say, I mean, I think everybody needs some kind of security. That's why the school police is there. Um, and they've been there since, I don't know about what generation they came in, but I was in high school in the 90s, and we had school police. What they were there for was to break up fights, um, to make sure the halls were clear. Some of us, uh was in the hallways, when they did hall sweeps, they did the hall sweeps along with, some of the other hospital staff, not hospital staff, high school staff, you feel me, or whatever. They serve a purpose. It's like going to the mall and having mall security. Things happen in school, even the good schools, it's some kind of, security at the school. It's for safety. And why is they need that? Why are they need at the school? Because people be shooting the schools up. And I agree with Coco with they need some kind of firearm, but I think like how they got lock it up at the hospital, I feel like it should be, stationed at a secure someplace where if at some given time somebody was to come into the school and be an active shooter, that guard is trained enough to be able to protect, the school or the students or whatever until the police is able to get there, you know. But yeah, they're there for protection.
My bad, I was on mute. But no, he made a good. Okay, so I think I see where his points are coming from. Um, Harry, this is Harry from YouTube. Thank you so much for being engaging. He said we never had police in the 70s. I think during that time and during today's time, I graduated in 96. So I can honestly say from the time I was in school, from the 80s on up to graduation, I saw a huge drastic change in the educational environment. And I'm speaking from here in Baltimore. Hey Q, welcome.
Yay, thank you.
So I know definitely here in Baltimore, like in the 80s, it was more so, okay, you like to learn, you want to go to school, you want to be with your friends, which mostly a lot of kids today do. But I also noticed the classroom environment began to change. I remember middle school, like you say, you had the fights, people getting bank jumped. Y'all call it jump, we call it bank. So people getting jumped, so many things happening, people hustling and doing stuff outside the schools. Whereas though, if I can remember from my uncles or my grandparents or my mom, and what they would talk about their school experiences, it was a lot different. They might have did some things, they might have skipped school, they might have, but it wasn't certain elements of today. So I think because the elements of that the kids have to face today, even when my kids were in school, I was concerned because I couldn't fathom what they were going through just by seeing certain things and that I would see on social media, because I didn't see that when I was in school. So that's why I always try to like listen and keep that open door policy when it comes to kids.
Well, I went through a whole different school era.
I was waiting on it, Paul.
Come on, what school era was it, Paul? What school era was it?
It was the school era of the 60s and the 70s. I was the first in the 70s and the last in the 70s. But during the 60s, though, we didn't even have to worry about no school shootings because most of the time it was segregated until they desegregated schools. And then even then, by the time the schools I went to and it being desegregated or segregated, damn, what the hell I say desegregated? I'm high now, but being segregated, I I didn't have to feel nothing from the white folks or nothing like that. I really didn't because we still maintained. So it wasn't no school shootings, nothing like that. No shootings. You might have a fight, maybe have a few words or something with somebody. Nothing like that. In the 70s, we had a walkout behind roots and stuff like that, but no school shootings. The whole time I was in school, there was nothing like that. No metal detectors, none of that shit. We just went to school, did what did, like you say, your parents told you skipping school if you want to. Did that? I've done that many times. I mean, go to school and leave early, whatever, and come back to school. I mean, there was no issues at school. So I'm having a hard time grasping really all these school shootings and actually when they started because like I said, I was in the 5th grade in the 71.
Like I'm joking.
Somewhere around there.
I'm joking.
Yeah. I was in the 5th grade in 71 and then in the 12th grade in 79, somehow or another like that. I believe that's right. But 12th grade in 79.
I was
So
about one.
the first class of the 70s and the last class of the 70s. And I think my biggest fear back during that time was the Atlanta child murders, kidnappings and stuff with the Atlanta kids. That's our thing. Yeah. Well, they said it was him. So I still have questions because there's just so much shit behind that. But yeah, that's our biggest thing there. Schools, no.
Oh, this was good. Paul, I don't usually say this. J Bad has a really good point. So,
You say you don't usually say that.
I don't usually say this.
That's the
Hello,
man Q.
hello, Daytrick. Oh, Harry
J-Bo.
agrees with you, Paul. I do too. Um, J Bad said it's all about parenting.
I agree and disagree.
Explain.
Only
I think we're on the
because
same page.
I've watched Evil live here and I've seen a lot of parents try. You feel me? Even when they know, like a lot of these people tell their stories about trying, like they know the symptoms, it's even on there. One of the ladies, she has a son, and they would notice the son was doing like crazy things. And he's ended up being one of them. I think he was the mall shooter. His parents was telling the story and the talk about the help, the background that he came from and everything. The parents were trying, they didn't know what to do, they were in fear for their own life. So sometimes mental health is just that extreme, like it's that extreme, and when people are not taking the right medication or getting the proper help, people snap and they
Yeah.
do things that we don't understand. But I used to blame the parents all the time until that show came out and I see so many people like whose lives are destroyed, but they tried to get help for the person. And us on the outside, we look at it like, oh, blame the parents or they this or they that. Not everybody parent is on drugs. I seen that in the comments too. Like somebody, their parents like on drugs. Some of them people be having good jobs. Some people just have some chemical imbalance is what they call it. What it is, it's a chemical imbalance, and some people is more, more imbalanced than others, and they snap. It's a show like that too.
There is, but also to piggyback on Jude, I do agree with you when it comes to parents who are on drugs. I must say, in my line of work, what I'm noticing is you will be surprised how many parents who live with substance use take really good care of their children. Their children go to school, they walk, they might be a little out of it, but they make sure their kids go to school, their kids are fed, well dressed. A lot of them. I'm not saying all of them, but I've seen an even balance. Now, what I will say, I do agree with you, is the mental health thing. And I think we ignore that a lot of times in our community and was focused on it. But we also have to understand the children of today deal with a lot of things that's different from what we dealt with back in like the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. They're losing a lot. They witness a lot day to day. And I can only speak for here in Baltimore. That's where I'm from. So when you have children who witness murders, who witness, going to funerals every other week, that's a mental thing too. And they are holding it and wearing it. And a lot of them are not getting help for it as far as like therapy, counseling, or someone to say, "Are you okay?" And they're not okay. And then they're trying to learn. And then you got these schools who are not even equipped that or a proper learning environment for the kids. Let's talk about that because I know the school system here sucks. They barely have books. They barely have like learning things, and they pretty much trying to teach them a test instead of the fundamentals of life. So it's a lot of things that really take place that didn't happen before.
Well, on that note, let me say this right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. One thing. Jabez says schools need a therapist. They do. A lot of people don't take advantage of them. I do know for a fact schools do have counselors in them. They have a whole curriculum and program. So it's not just for the kids who have like IEP. Those are for kids who need it. If they have like school counselors. They do have them at each school.
Okay, there was no counseling, nobody telling me back in 1972 that everything was gonna be all right with me, checking on me to make sure I was okay. I was just a little black boy left alone to make it through losing your mom and your dad before your 12th birthday, before your 11th birthday, as a matter of fact. So there was no counseling. I had to navigate the waters the best way I could. I might be pretty much fucked up in the head from the shit that I went through. 'Cause I mean, I experienced watching people get shot, killed even before my mom got killed. I watched my aunt shoot her boyfriend. I was about 9 then when that happened. So I've been exposed to violence my whole life, and losing people, that's just been a part of my life. And I'm thankful that I'm not so messed up as to where I might want to go and shoot up a place because of something I feel that I was wrong somewhere or another. Damn, why am I echoing? I haven't been echoing the whole time. Okay, let me try that right there.
Cute. I
Go
love
ahead,
that.
there you go. Go ahead. I'm trying to figure out why I'm echoing. But yeah, I mean that's just. I grew up in a time where I just had to go up rough and tough and get through shit. So I don't know. I'm just listening to y'all because damn, I'm realizing y'all about 40 years apart from me as far as schools and shit. It was crazy.
Okay. No, that's all right. This is all coming together. Sometimes you need the generations to try to come up with
Yeah.
possible solutions and bring awareness to how we can be better. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. It's like not to like tear it down, but this is what affects us. And what I think the beauty of like this platform, there's so many people that try to speak for, I don't want to say the common citizen, but the person that lives in these communities, that live in the life, that do the work. I'm not talking about somebody of a celebrity status or a politician. We know how it affects our families. We know how it affects our communities. We know how it affects the people we work with directly. So these are the conversations that's had so we can see, okay, it's not just this person, just like you have, I don't know where he's from, Harry, that's watching on YouTube. Like, it's even insight. We all can have an input and have healthy conversations and bring awareness, whereas though these conversations can spark outside of here to say, okay, we need to come together because we're drifting apart, but we also need to kind of, this is a time where we need to band together. you know
Got a question. So who was the lean on me generation? Like which, because was that the era where security was added into school? So y'all was so it was the 80s.
Yeah.
So the 80s. So if security wasn't in school in the 70s, so I guess over time things must have happened where they start putting things in place. Because when I was in school, there was the school nurse, the school counselor, after school activities until they start pulling all that stuff out. And now, like how Paul's saying, I'm echoing. Hold up.
I mean, wait.
Like Paul was saying, like there wasn't certain things in the school when he was in school. There were certain things in the schools when I was in school, but then they pulled them out. And now today, my niece and them got way more things. And depending on what school you go to, a lot of schools offer a lot more than they offer when we were in school. So, like my elementary school, like a college now. You know, like the way they done rebuild it and all the programs and everything they done added into it. It was not that little same elementary school that I went to. My high school still look a little raggedy, but the elementary school, they starting them from little to, you know, from elementary school up and, you know, educating them. And then they putting a lot more IEP and STEM programs in a lot of these schools. I seen a little research paper where here in Baltimore, we're supposed to be like a technology city. So a lot of people in the IT here, they have a lot of IT programs, and even like some of the bad schools for real, like no bull crap. Like, so I guess it do depend on generation, you know, the generations.
Q. Hey, Paul.
Oh yeah, because you over there eating sunflower seeds.
And I'm over here, and I'm like, I know this is really serious, and I'm into this conversation, and it's great. But Q and these sunflower seeds, y'all, is telling me, do you have anything that you want to? I haven't heard you since you've been here. This is unlike you. Or you
well, yeah, I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation. Okay, if you were engaged in lively conversation, you know that was bound to be world changing and provide gratification among human beings and communication among human beings. But, you know, this is what I expect before I arrive on the set. Okay? This is what I expect. Keep the show going. I'm coming. Because when I come, it's going to happen. We're going to make those ratings go sky fucking high. That's right. That's right. Now, to contribute
for like 10 minutes, he was like,
to contribute what you guys were talking about. What is the topic again? Once again,
like you know, I like. I was dying laughing.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to hold it in. Like, no, so what he was talking about is like the issues in the education system. The chat from YouTube to Facebook is great. I love the engagement. So we're talking about like the changes in schools, the structure of schools. One of the questions was why are police needed in schools? Because of course, we're having an increase or influx in mass shootings all over the United States, from colleges to elementary, all the school systems. So we're just having a conversation generally of the whys, or like what the fuck happened. Well, like Paul was saying, when he was in school, he didn't have to go through a lot of these things. And
you want to know why we didn't? Okay. Because we had this thing called community policing, okay? All the neighbors knew one another. If you got in trouble, and your next door neighbor knew that you got in trouble, came home early, told your mom while your mom was out working, that shit goes without saying. They're gonna take turns whooping your ass. The problem is nowadays, these kids, all these fucking parents want to be their kid's friend. Hi, Mom. Can I call you Carol? Okay, Carol. We're gonna go to Starbucks today.
I should have saved your ass for last.
We're gonna go.
I should have saved you. After you finish, I'm gonna read the comment.
And the problem is, see, not and JB is right. There's not enough whoopings going around. Okay, we need whoopings. Bring back the whooping. Okay, I grew up where when I used to come south to visit my grandmother, my cousins, and everything, and I got in trouble, which it was quite a lot. Um, because I was just very curious, and I was like, let's do whatever. Yeah, what harm could it bring? I got in trouble. I had to pick out my own switch. When you had to pick out your own switch, you always want to pick out the skinniest switch, the one that breaks on first on impact. They tell you no. How about the belt? Mm-mm. Shit, how about the extension cord? Bring that back too. We can bring that back too, cause this what need to happen. I'm getting sick and tired. I'm getting sick and tired.
Oh my god, I thought I was on mute.
Wait, 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 wait.
You a long way from mute.
Hey, wait, 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 wait. I'm
Hey,
getting,
yo.
I am
Oh my
sick.
god.
I am sick and fucking tired of these kids bringing guns to
Hey,
school
yo.
and wanting to shoot everything up. This ain't look here, little Timmy, little
Oh my
Timmy, little Teddy, whatever your name is. You need to sit down and study and stop trying to fucking emulate what you see on TV because it ain't real. Okay, it's not real. You know. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 20. And this is how I'm gonna do it in real life. Rather, you ain't gonna do that shit, little Tony. Come on now. Stop. Stop. Your mom didn't raise you like this. Your mother didn't raise you to be a hoodlum. You're a church going boy. I'm sick. I'm sick of these actors. That's all they doing. They just acting. There's a bunch of actors, and I'm tired of it. Everybody's on this goddamn stage, right? I don't know who's who. Little Timmy work at the barber shop, lost his job. What's he gonna do? This motherfucker go rob a Wells Fargo.
What?
I'm
They
just
got away with 800 something thousand.
right. What do you do? What do you do in that situation? Does he deserve a whooping? Of course he does, because he's going to go to prison for a very long time.
I don't. I not to cut you off. I think it's more of um different forms of discipline and no account. The word that we like to use up here, accountability.
Mhm.
I think oftentimes we've gotten away, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna read the comments in 1 second. We've gotten away from the kids being accountable. So, and I think people look at discipline as a negative thing, and I'm noticing a lot of it. It's not. Instead of like, okay, you can talk to your kid, you can do, but there has to be some form of consequence. Because what tends to happen is the kids without consequence or accountability for their actions when they do something wrong. By the time they do something and they get corrected, it's either a more dire consequence, whether it be the police, whether it be the community, whether it be because some people think they don't have to face consequence. And you have a lot of kids today that don't understand accountability and that their actions can or behaviors can cause a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the main thing. And even when I watch some parenting class things, like how they teach them, that's also a thing where even if you don't do physical discipline, you have to have some form of accountability, of consequence for your kid. Your kid just can't go out here
Yeah.
and then you like, oh, you're going to turn a blind eye. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Oh my god. Da, da, da. So no, we're not doing that. But just want to read the comments, and then I want you guys to respond because there are several questions and I think some things that y'all would want to talk about. So I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna start with Daytrick. Daytrick said, "Hello." I said, "Hey." My mama Unique, she was here, so she spoke, and I said, "Hey." Harry agreed with everything that Paul said earlier, and then Harry on YouTube said, "Chemical imbalance is an excuse. Depends on their parents' paradigm. Paradigm. I always get that shit wrong.
Paradigm.
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 There you go. Come on, college." So that's the IT. So then J-Bear said, so Jude said it's not an excuse, it's an illness. So then J-Bear said it's games like GTA, Fortnite, and TikTok that influence kids to be violent. And then Harry responded to something that Paul said and said yes. And then J-Bear said no, they need that belt and switch on that ass. Just kind of elaborated on that. I'm gonna get into that some more. Then J-Bear said my mom came up to school with the belt. And then Harry, shout out to YouTube, said public schools are indoctrination centers. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see. So then Datrix said schools primarily need effective educators, robust students, robust student support. Why you ain't put this up, Rich? Robust student support systems, engaging curriculum, and a safe, supportive learning environment to succeed. Key needs also include sufficient funding and resources, strong community and family involvement, opportunities for professional development, and excellent facilities to foster student achievement and well-being. Yeah, they got to get some money for that. And then Harry again, shout out to YouTube. They want to keep
the plebes.
I told you I can't see. You know I'm blind. I need my bifocals. They want to keep plebes down, servants to the system. Yep. And then J-Bear says some parents are scared of their children. Agree. And then what's that, Mr. Reader? Whoopings are de rigueur. David. Oh, that's French.
That's French.
Oh, Harry, you from France? I mean, you speak French? Because I don't know what that was. What that mean? Before I go further.
That is pretty much common.
Oh, go back to your sunflower seed. Then J-Bear said, Whiteville, North Carolina, same here, Q. Get that switch, not the thick one. Oh, then Harry asked what was so funny. I had to tell him it was something behind the scenes. We have an ongoing joke with Q in these sunflower seeds. I think this is the first time. Well, this is the first time I've seen Harry respond. So I don't know if this is the first show that he's caught. So you probably missed a couple of things where we have a little funny moments. That's engaging. And then he said consequences. Yes. Would anyone like to respond to any of them, or would you like for me to go?
Well, discipline was still back in my days. I must say it, and as a matter of fact, in the 6th grade at school, I remember the doggone principal paddled our ass. Me and one of my homeboys from Hillcrest, he paddled our ass because we had been arguing with a teacher. The thing was, we arguing with a black teacher, and then the white guy grabbed the paddle to paddle us. So now, we faced with the consequences of being paddled by this white man in school, and everybody knowing it, all the classmates knowing we're going to be paddled by him, or he going to be faced with going home to Hillcrest to his mom, telling her that he got paddled by this white man, or telling his mom that he done something and didn't get paddled, so he's getting suspended from school. I had the same option to do the same, but I had the option with my grandma. So we got suspended. But I said that to let y'all know that they were still paddling them up back in the day like that. So I don't know. I told somebody, I say they try to peddle these damn kids today, they gonna end up with a damn death sentence on them damn teachers. Cause these kids will kill them teachers. They might not get them on the school ground properly, nothing like that, whatever. But they would kill them because they in their little gangs and all that shit, and all them carry them guns. I seen a 6 and a 7-year-old today carrying guns in their pockets. I said, hold up. I said, Dad, just see what I seen when we rolled by there. They said, yep. A 6 and a 7-year-old got guns in their pockets. It's crazy. That's what happened when they took all the what they call it, capital punishment. I think it's some kind of cruel and unusual punishment towards your kids from taking their ass whoopings away from them.
Oh yeah.
Them switches and belts and all that good stuff that used to cut them little asses and have them growing up being respectful. But they didn't kill them. There's a little welt here and there every now and then, but nothing that a little time wouldn't heal. When you took that away from the parents, you took away the fear that the kids had of their parents.
And you also replace that fear with negative influences such as, the hip hop culture is somewhat a contributor to that.
I wouldn't even call that hip hop that's contributing to this shit that's going on now. That's far beyond hip hop.
Right.
I got to speak up for hip hop because this shit right here now, what they call it, trill, drill, whatever the hell it is.
But
it's just bullshit.
Right, it's bullshit, right? But it is considered as a subset of hip hop. Notice how they are always pushing it, right?
Mhm.
Killing each other.
Right. They're always pushing that because it makes money, right?
Genocide.
Kids go get guns. Kids start selling drugs because they want to emulate what they hear. They think it's glamorous. It's not. But
I slightly disagree.
huh?
I slightly disagree. I agree to a degree, but I also agree with I don't believe this tonight. This must be one of them nights. I kind of agree with J Bay when it comes to parenting because I remember when hip hop first originated. Our parents did not approve of the music that we listened to.
Right.
Our parents did not approve of the music they were listening to because
Right.
back in the 70s and 60s, though they was real raunchy with it. But at the end of the day, I want to say it's also a parenting thing because I remember at a certain age, my mom and grandmother and them, they didn't play. I could not. I actually didn't. I was like, I had to get to a certain age before I could listen to certain things, and they would still monitor what I would do. So I think your household environment plays a huge part in that. So I do kind of agree with JB when it comes to the parenting thing. So when we talk about influences, that also, even though we might sneak and listen to some things or whatever, but you still gotta, you can't put everything on one thing. It's a whole incorporation of it all. It starts at home. So we also got to take accountability for what happens in our homes. The same way, like when my kids, I'm like, what the hell is y'all listening to? And I literally, because at one time I really didn't. I'm like, oh, that's just, I remember we used to do that. And then I had to sit down and be like, what the fuck is they listening to? And then when I heard it, I was like, oh, how, you know what I mean? And we had to have a whole conversation about what they were consuming. So a lot of times, a lot of us parents, I'm speaking for myself included, turn a blind eye. We shouldn't. So it do start there too. So some accountability does take place on the caregiver, as well as certain stuff. Because you got some kids who can't listen to certain things. They scared. They more scared of their parents than the hip hop. So
too, I do believe that it's about parenting and upbringing, but I feel like back then they had a better way of putting certain things in the music, because if you listen to not just hip hop, because we used to be in there dancing to, I had my little salt and pepper outfit, I used to be dressed like In Vogue and singing the songs and put on when my grandmother used to record us, like singing little certain songs. It was some songs that we didn't know what they were really talking about. They had a better way of hiding certain things. In these songs, we could be singing a whole love song at 5 and not really realizing that we singing a love song. You feel me? Certain songs we were not allowed to listen to, because we were told to stay in the child's place. We wasn't even allowed to eat at the adults' table. You had to go over there. When the conversation, you said, excuse me, before you came into a conversation. You feel me? You got permission to speak. But today's age, they putting it all in the music. It's all it's just like coochie this and coochie that. I will use coochie and booty do this and booty do that, and you feel me, like after this, after that, it sound crazy.
Yeah, eating booty like groceries. I'm like, who does that? What the hell?
Yeah, man.
What the hell's going on here?
And
You
the
don't do
kids
that.
like the artists. You feel me? Yeah. So
that's just nasty. First of all, what I need to know is, where did they get that hygiene from? That's
what hygiene? Which one?
She said, did she say which one?
No, she said what hygiene?
Yeah, what hygiene? What you mean? What hygiene?
When a person eats booty.
Oh.
You know what they're eating? Do they know what they're eating?
They know.
Soup.
Yeah,
but it ain't just the kids though. It's grown. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't trying. Okay, adults.
Booty
I'm noticing. I ain't trying to switch gears, but cute. A lot of y'all men is on that. Old men.
No, I'm not. No, hell no, you ain't. You telling a damn lie.
Don't ever place me in that
lie you telling. The lie you
don't
telling.
place me in that category.
The lie you telling. Ain't nobody putting ain't my mouth ain't going no hold hell to hell no. That ain't even gonna happen in this life or the next life or the previous life before that life. Ain't no way in the world.
Listen, I've told you, and what did I tell you, Jude? I said, I don't know when did this become the pickup line or the initiation of interest to initiate that because that means if you just tonguing down butts, I don't know.
Yeah, you tonguing every butt you meet. You're a professional butt.
Don't you realize?
I hear a lot of men like having it done.
I don't know about that neither. Cause I ain't playing that neither.
I don't participate in those activities.
That ain't. Hey, that's off limit.
My concern is all them alphabet letters floating around in your blood.
How we get here?
The alphabet. Listen, the alphabet community ain't got nothing. The alphabet letters ain't got nothing.
A, B, C, D, H, I, V.
There are some straight men, some horizontal and vertical men.
Motherfuckers are dookie.
I'm old.
I'm
saying like it done. Those are conditions. Some of the women are saying men like it done more than them.
Oh hell no!
Q then started. Q started.
I ain't started.
He always started.
I know. We was having a whole deep thing going. It would take the porn master with your sunflower seeds to come in here and do that.
No, but honestly, what needs to happen is with these kids.
Okay.
And that's gonna cut out all on the serious note. I'm gonna cut out all this school shooting.
Even the comments said Q started it. They
My bad, J Bear. Yeah, I mean, when you took the parents out of the house, the mom's working now. The mom can't really pay attention to the kid. The kid's alone. Kids got too much time on his hands, and with this internet, he can get on the dark web and see all kinds of shit. Engage in, Nazi paraphernalia propaganda. Engage in fortune or chat bots and all that nonsense. Sitting there talking to these people, talking to a bunch of fucking weirdos. You know what I'm saying? And then they getting influenced. And they say, hey, little Johnny, you want to be down with us? You got to go shoot somebody and show you.
Where are you
So,
going with this?
so how you're down with what we believe
Dude,
in?
did you smoke today?
You know what?
Did you smoke today?
Yeah,
Okay, that explains it.
I
Okay,
smoke
where
plenty.
see we going with this?
I'm about to get there.
That from I told you I knew that from when he was like,
Because I'm like,
Mhm.
what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm about to get there. You
Okay.
know, and then little Johnny gets his ass kicked, right, in school, right?
Mhm.
You know, he realized that all that propaganda and all that bullshit that they've been telling him on that dark web is real, right? Oh man, we got to get rid of these niggers. We got to get rid of them. Okay, so little Johnny, his problem is how is he gonna get rid of all of us? He's surrounded. He might as well just go ahead and take the L, be one of our friends, and try to understand what the hell's going on instead of to participate in this division. Little Johnny doesn't want to get his ass whooped, and that's all I got to say about that.
So what you guys say about Jamal? Because Jamal is doing the same things as the little Johnnies these days. Me and Drew was having a conversation about that because uh, at one time I would say when we would see mass shootings, we would be like, "Oh, we know who that is."
Right? You thought it was
No,
white
you
people,
don't
but
know
black
more
people do
because
it too.
they be
Black
us.
people do it too.
So what about we gotta if we gonna speak on them, we gotta speak on the Jamals.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta speak on everybody.
24%.
But
Dude,
they
Jose.
oh so okay, let me read a couple more comments. Y'all is on one tonight. Thank you. Um Jabez says some kids are influenced by the internet and follow people. They're in gangs. Okay. That culture has been on the rise. Oh, okay. Um shit. Do I got is it a continuation? Hold on, let me go over here real quick too. Hold on way back. Cause I gotta get the whole thing. All right. Oh shit. Hold on. Oh, say see more. Oh. So Datrick has said, here's a breakdown of essential needs
Yeah.
for students: strong learning environment, a safe, caring environment with high expectations where students feel connected to staff and value as individuals, supportive community, a school culture that fosters healthy relationships and supports students' emotional and academic well being. Number three, engaging curriculum, a curriculum that focuses on core academic subjects and is presented in an effective, inspiring way. Four, opportunities for growth, access to extracurricular activities and tailored support for diverse learning needs, including special education provisions. Five, for educators, skilled and supported workforce, access to professional development and support that helps educators develop their skills and stay in the profession. Six, wait a minute. Okay. Six, fair compensation and recognition, competitive compensation and meaningful recognition for their dedication and hard work. Simplify. Seven, okay, this is the last one. Simplified workflows. Efforts to simplify educators' daily tasks to allow them more time for teaching and student interaction. And then, thank you, Daytrick. That was very detailed. Jabez said, give Q 5 minutes. Watch you switch. That's my dude. It's cute with the sunflowers. At least it's not the red cup no more. He does. He got some new cups. They orange.
Look, look. A cup is a goddamn cup, okay?
Okay, can we switch gears a little bit? Because I kind of wanted to Q
Mm-hmm.
stay on topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Did anybody have anything else on the school thing before I go to the next thing?
Well, we did still have strong black male teachers in school too back then.
I agree. I definitely agree because Mr. Thomas was everything. I remember Mr. Thomas and Miss Cherry. They was a combo. I think they used to mess around on the low though a little bit because they was always. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, they had to change it up at
Yeah.
the clock though. When they sang with Mr. Clark, you see how Mr. Clark got that school together at Eastside High. Y'all remember or lead on me? They say what a strong black man can do, come there and get the school together.
We had a principal.
For real, Mr. Clark was everybody.
Yeah, there's all over the place. Cause see, right then, like I said, the schools were just really getting segregated. So we still had a lot of black teachers around too, moving to the schools as well. What did I say? Integrating. God dang it, man! I better put this stuff down. Somebody want this right here?
Give it here.
Here. But no, damn, integrating. Lord. But yeah, the schools were just being integrated, and they still had a whole lot of black teachers around.
But you know what? You know what's so funny? The
That they
others are
killed.
trying. The others are trying to segregate themselves, right? Because I read about that town in Arkansas where they want to make it all white, right? Get their own little town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is going to be very interesting how that works because it won't work. And I'm going to tell you why it won't work. Okay. Those people are so far integrated, they don't even realize what they got in their bloodline. Okay. So then, if they want to build their own town, they're going to have to use their own infrastructure engineering team, right? They can't use the cities because the city guys may be black. You're building your own town, so you can't get anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't use other stuff. Okay? That means you're going to have to get your own post office. You're going to have to get your own supermarket. You're going to have to get your own schools.
Mm-hmm.
And how much money do you have to do all this, sir? How much money do you have to do? And then you want to build, and what you need to do is build a wall around your city. Nobody can get there. You have checkpoints. Nobody can get in.
You know what?
Nobody can get out either.
This is 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and that black man that was on the video that they showed in a little place called Clyde.
Yeah. The trucking.
Yeah, that's 40
Yeah.
minutes. That's not really probably not even 40 minutes away from here. And them little places like that still exist in this day and time. They still exist.
Mm-hmm.
Down around these areas, back in the day, I think they used to call them sundown towns and shit like that. But now they don't give a damn if it's sundown or up.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
still
don't want your black ass around. You don't go through them little places like that. They still exist down here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So you gotta be careful around with them running off into them wrong turn ass places.
So I wanted to piggyback off of you with the Dietrich thingy. When there was something about the programs or something. I can't open up the whole comment because it won't let me. But schools had that. Now I was in, I'm gonna say I went to high school from 99 to 2003. And within those 4 years, they stripped everything out. There was people before me that got to take advantage of programs that by the time I finished high school, they were pulled out and they were not available for a while for students, and they are just now starting to be back available for students. Those were programs, and there were things that kept us more engaged in school, and I do believe in those activities, taking a lot of those things out to school. Now, I don't know about everywhere else, but here in Baltimore, that's because they were pocketing the money. instead of putting it into the school system. Those things were in the school system. They are now starting to put it back in the school system. I know here in Baltimore, since they got caught and been all over the news, Channel 12 news people, because they've been on it since I've been in high school. You feel me? So they gotta pay them. They gotta put money into the schools now. And now that they are putting money into the schools, now you can see those type of programs. I don't see too many. I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't see like the after school programs, but I do hear about like what the schools offer the students now. And it's time they offer, to be honest, a little more than what they offered when we were in school, because there was a lot of programs. Like I studied students in law, and we were supposed to came out of school with like some kind of certification, but the state pulled the funding. They good with doing stuff like that in the school systems, and the parents, I don't know if they fighting now, but it seemed like our parents was too busy working or other stuff to focus on fighting the school for that type of stuff, because all that stuff got wiped out.
Absolutely.
I think what was I going to say? What did you say? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. You were smoking?
No. Oh no, I was about the kids in the school, the activities in school. I think part of the issue is some of the schools, I don't think it's all, some of the schools are charging for certain activities after a certain period. Or they have like certain cutoffs or whatever. And I know that was a big thing, because I remember like when I was in school, like before care, after care, certain things were free, because that of course there was funding, there were different things. We also had like summer camps and things like that was free. But today a lot of that isn't the case. It's you have to either give something or you have to fall into a certain bracket. Sorry. But I'm gonna open up with one more thing. Deployment of troops. Q.
Look.
Hold on. Q. No. Okay, so what I wanted to say was, because we know that he deployed the troops to Washington, D.C. However, the topic of discussion was him wanting to deploy troops like to here, Baltimore, Chicago, and some other cities. I believe it was quite a few other cities. I know I heard Baltimore because I'm here in Baltimore. So what are your thoughts on that decision? Two-part question. And how do you think it would affect the cities that he wants to send the troops to?
It's simple. He's sending he's sending messages of martial law. That's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's sending a message of martial law because he wants to be a dictator. I mean, he's anything to take his mind and take his focus and his energy off their goddamn list. Because you don't really know what the motherfucker's doing behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a lot of bullshit behind the scenes. And I've basically said, fuck both parties. Because, it's two sides of the same shitty ass bird. I've always maintained this. And everybody getting caught up in, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. They falling for labels, right? They fall for labels. I'm like, first of all, I'm a human being. I don't give a fuck about this political landscape bullshit get out of control. How do you control? How do you control any of it when you really don't have a say? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you vote by proxy for the president. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the illusion of choice. Your vote only happens directly for the local, the state, and the city. That's where the popular vote is. I'm like, so what the fuck am I using my popular vote on the presidency for when the electoral college overrides every goddamn thing? I didn't want this asshole in office. I didn't want his staff in office. Hell, I didn't even want fucking, they got this 7-Eleven Slurpee assistant, Cass Patel, in office,
Hmm.
and the shit is like the goddamn it Home Alone meets The Apprentice.
Can we be honest about this though? Like, I'm looking at the comments, like, and they're like, vote his ass out, impeach him, and all of these things. It's beyond that because he just can't put things into effect.
Go.
They're voting on this, and this is happening. Again, the accountability clause comes into we stay quiet about a lot. We don't make noise, and I'm quite sure. I mean, I don't know. Paul's still here, but like Paul makes noise. He goes to the meeting, goes
I'm
to the
here.
his
I'm
voice
here.
is heard. Whereas though we say these things, but if we knew better, we would know. Just saying that that's not going to work because the laws are going to affect for a reason because they have the seats and everything else to support it, and it's passing. What they want, what's being passed is just being passed. It's just not all him. Granted, he's at the forefront of it, but it's just not all him. So I don't know. Like he said, not him.
Deploying the National Guard. Deploying the National Guard
Hmm.
is sending you a direct message.
But what does that say about our police officers? Because this is the thing: when you bring the military in, the police officers police a certain way. They're trained a certain way. The military is trained a certain way to deal with other type of things. So when you have them crossing over and policing the streets,
What you
that's a
have
whole
then,
different ballgame.
what you have then is a gang,
Okay.
because you got to realize police officers are militarized too, just like the National Guard.
Hmm.
They have military equipment of a lower level, but it's still military equipment. So what's scary is how in case anything can happen with Donald Trump, right? We all know this. Martial law can happen, with just him saying so.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then what? People ain't gonna know how to fucking navigate this because they've never ever experienced it before. It's the same. It's the same as it's the same as if, oh, I know what it's like to get shot, but I ain't never been shot before. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't know what it's like to be shot then if you've never been shot. You don't know what it's like to have your flesh pierced with a fucking bullet of an unknown caliber. Your flesh burning behind that bullet. The smell of it. You see what I'm saying? People, I wish people would wake up, but they love to be controlled. People love to be told what to do. They love following orders. They love walking in lockstep. Part of the reason why, because they fear missing out. You know what I'm saying? They fear missing out. And when you deal with these type of people, right? They ain't even honest with themselves. They just follow, right? They follow it. They're going along with what this regime is going along with, and don't know what it is that they're going along with. As long as it sounds good, it's making them money. That's all they care about.
Feel like when they come to him talking about sending troops to, he said Chicago and Baltimore
Yeah.
next. Chicago is next, and then he threatened because of the beef between him and Westmore, Baltimore. In my time, this would be the second time it would be declared martial law on Baltimore City because they declared it on the city during the Freddie Gray raid when Baltimore was tired of when they were out here killing black people for no reason. And when it happened here, El City started rioting. Only thing I can say for if it was to come here, I just hope that it don't get too bad, because I do agree with what Q's saying, but Baltimore City is a different place than everywhere else. Chicago is different. You know, I can't speak for Chicago because I'm not from Chicago, but I know here, just living in Baltimore, I feel like they're gonna take it as a challenge, the government included. You feel me? Westmore's already challenging him like a motherfucker. The whole Maryland is challenging Donald Trump. You feel me? That's just the type of place we are, as Marylanders. But then when you talk about coming for a city that's already actively fighting. You feel me? Like where everybody else is talking about that race shit, we telling you we don't tolerate shit like that here. White and black included, don't tolerate certain shit just here in this city. So speaking of Baltimore City, I just hope as a Baltimorean, it don't get too bad, because the city ain't gonna back down, and neither is our government. Like that's just how it is here. And that's, as a citizen, you feel me? Like it bothers me because it's fucking us up. He playing with our livelihoods here. You feel like he playing with our livelihoods. You got all the innocents in the military. They just doing their job. So I'm not mad at the military as a country. You feel? Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If we, country of Baltimore, could settle this problem and get that president out of the office, he'd have been out of the office. If the vote depended on us here in Baltimore, he'd have been out of office. And I said the country of Baltimore, because that's how we gonna band together if they come here trying, and not on no, bad stuff, but like when we need to come together, we do here as citizens. And I just hope it don't get too bad, because we are proud Americans, prouder Baltimoreans. We stand on that. You feel me? Now then when you get like everybody involved, Marylanders, they going hard for Maryland. So I can't speak for everybody else state, but the two states that I live in, Baltimore and Maryland, we consider ourselves a state. You feel me? Bring it on, President.
Oh my God, I'm glad you ain't hear my cackle just now. I'm glad I was.
You threatening the urban communities, but Maryland stands strong together.
True.
We do have black communities here. I live in one. It's surrounded by some white communities, but I live in a black community. You feel me? A decent one. And we have decent middle class black people here. We have decent middle class white people here, and lower class.
And also speaking on integrated communities, they also band together differently, because even with gentrification and all the changes that are coming, the communities are starting to integrate because everybody is experiencing the same issue.
Same stuff.
So when you think it's because you're middle class, you're suffering the same things as the lower class and people in poverty. So they're starting to come together because they're facing the same issues, the same resources are needed. Then you also got to look at the changes that are coming, like we talked about before the show. When you talk about all these orders and different things that are being in place, it's not only affecting, granted, it's majorly heavily affecting our children, but it's not only affecting lower income and poverty communities, it's affecting the household for the people who work in these entities and organizations that offer these resources. So their families are affected. So now they're part of the fight as well. And anybody who works for like FQHC or any type of like city department, state department, they feel the same pain because they're quote unquote under attack, by the same policies. And when you think you got it made and you living and you making this money, and it's nothing for somebody to come in and say, okay,
you put yourself on mute.
Oh, I made a mistake. I slammed it too hard. But but it was like,
I thought the Lord said, be quiet.
but that's what was happening to them, though. They was literally no pause. I heard from someone that works in like for the government that's how they were doing when they remember when they was going in and telling people they were pretty much fired. They were literally coming in, shutting down their stuff, and like you can go home. So just imagine you're thinking you have job security and you really don't. I don't think there's a thing in this time where anybody's job is safe. So there's no such thing as job security anymore. Because when we thought working for the government, you were good, right? Working for the state, you were good. Even if you work for the city, you were good. Now, shit, they in the same boat as everybody else.
Worst boat, cause y'all are eating the fat. We gotta get rid of y'all. Y'all eating the fat up.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, back to the military thing and the use of the National Guard and all that shit. What did people expect when y'all put a draft dodger in charge of the military? What y'all thought he was gonna do? This motherfucker, he was scared to go off to a damn, even probably just to be in the military. Period. Bad toe, pedophile, philia, whatever you want to call him, ass having ass, all that good stuff. But yeah, y'all done put him in charge of the military. And what is he doing? He was in the military on the U.S. people. Really. Now these National Guard people up here, whatever, walking around armed. Why? Why? Like I said today earlier in the post, you deploying the National Guard up here to Washington, D.C. and these other little backwoods red state ass kissing towns, states, whatever you want to call them. They sending National Guard troops up there to DC too to kiss your butt and try to appease you from cutting off their Medicaid, whatnot, which ain't gonna do no good because he's a backstabbing, lying ass piece of crap. But anyhow, you're doing all that, and still the school shootings continue to go on. That's continuing to happen. You're not doing nothing about that. These guns being in the hands of kids, like I said, 6 and 7-year-old kids. You're not doing nothing about these guns. These guns they can put together on the internet and put triggers on them, whatnot, and have automatic weapons. All that super automatic weapons, as a matter of fact, whatnot. You're not doing nothing about that. So people out here cheering him, and they cheering. What are y'all cheering? What is being done? You're not getting no money. All this money saying has been saved. Where's it going? I don't see it reflecting in the cost of groceries. None of that shit. So you out here cheering some bullshit, and all while long, this mother here, he on a revenge tour against black red cities, states, all that good stuff and whatever in between. Black history, black people. While you letting all these kids continue to die. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump supporters.
Where's the money that him and Muskie stole?
I don't know how
it's going to the AI and the
Is it with the
new shit
Epstein
that's coming.
files?
You gotta make a disclaimer, don't you? Don't you have to make a disclaimer?
Disclaimer. The
Yeah.
views of everybody up here is the views of everybody up here. Damn, I don't even have it. What you call them? Y'all got me cutting up. All right. Yeah, the views is the views. That's what it's gonna be.
Look, that simple Shittington motherfucker. Okay. That simple Shittington motherfucker. Because this guy got hand rot. Okay. I don't know what the fuck going on with his hand, but it looked like his flesh is falling off. And they using makeup, Hollywood makeup, high grade makeup to cover that shit up. And that ear. And I'm like, I went back to when he got shot, right? Supposedly got shot.
Disclaimer. Right. The views of Quentin Moore, aka Semantic, the icon of class, is the views of his and his only. It is not the views. Well, it depends on what he say. Okay, cover for ham patio. But it looks like the way Paul is looking, it's the views of Paul. Judas also, it depends on what he say. Thank you.
Okay, that's a nice disclaimer. Now, how this motherfucker have his ear grow back after he got shot? His ear grew back, right? I'm like, nah, that motherfucker ain't get shot because he had blood on his face, right? If you get shot, the blood is going to blow back. This motherfucker had blood on his face and then he up there. Nigga, you just got shot. You should be ducking down. You should be afraid.
Pause.
This ain't no time for no fucking victory speech.
Did you call him the N-word?
Yeah, I called him the N-word. I called him the N-word. Cuz. Shit. He's at, look, this guy is solely unbelievable. He really is. He is as simple can get. Okay? This guy got cankles. You know he got cankles, right? Yeah, he got cankles. He got cankles. He got the Michelin Man foot now.
I had to send us a picture of his cankles because I want to see it now because I don't pay attention to him lately.
Cause
You don't know if that man got cankles.
look. That is not the mark. That is not the mark of a strong president. Okay, that is not the makings of a strong president. You know, a strong president like Obama. You know, he had his back held upright. You know, he walked upright. This motherfucker in office, this motherfucker's all slovenly. You know, shitting on himself. You know, hiding his hand. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a difference between night and day. Okay, it's a difference between night and day. I'm getting sick and tired of these white supremacists. You want to separate yourself? Fine. Go away. Go build your little town. Go build it. You know, you're going to have one tall building in that town. That's going to be your state capital. That's where everything is. Your city capital. That's where your city council, your police officers are they're going to be on the second floor, whatever. The education department be on the third, whatever. It's going to be one big ass building. They ain't gonna have no housing. They all gonna live in that building because they ain't got no infrastructure. Then you want to know why they ain't got no infrastructure? And when they don't have infrastructure, guess what happens? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. How they gonna get internet? They can't use our internet. They got to build their own internet network. I don't think they got the know-how to do that. You're going to need somebody from Comcast, preferably black, to help. I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Why? I'm probably going to regret asking this. Why is it preferably? Not the cup.
Preferably?
Yeah, you said preferably. Preferably black. Why is it preferably?
Because, look. You know, we got the know-how, the intelligence, and hell, we practically built the internet. Okay, you know, without black people, white people just get lost. They and look, we taught them how to season their food. Okay, when you teach a person
Wait a minute, no. Fuck that. You're not about to act like I'm trying to keep up with you and I'm listening to you for a purpose.
Yeah.
Did you really just bring up seasoned food?
Yeah, yes. I put in seasoned food because listen. Anytime I dated outside of my race, and I know this.
Where you going with this? Because where you going with this?
No,
Back to porn,
I'm not going there. We
went from talking about the troops.
Yeah, we gonna hear about the
thing.
But
You said preferably black. Now you talk about when you dated.
Right. But I'm about to go back to the troops with this one. Yeah.
I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah, yes you are. Oh, yes you are. No, but it's all about martial law. But the people want to be segregated, right? Then white people want to be segregated. Let them segregate themselves, honestly. Because I'm like, I sat down and I was, watching videos about this, and it's somewhere in Arkansas, um, somewhere in Louisiana, wherever. I'm like, yeah. So you can't use outside infrastructure to make your town run. You're gonna have to build your own. Since you want everything you want is on your own. You can't get shit. You can't ask anyone outside of them walls that you just built. Since you want to be segregated, this is your little town. You know, you're gonna have to feed the gerbils every 5 minutes. For the internet to run. Okay, that's their version of high speed. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking is, if the troops were to come into all cities, like you're spreading, I feel like you're spreading everything too thin because really nothing's going to happen anyway. They're
All
trying to.
hypothetically, you talking all hypothetically, or this is?
Girl, I don't know what.
All hypothetically. All
I'm
hypothetically.
so high. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. All right, all hypothetical. Okay.
I'm trying to keep up. He done went a couple of different places. I'm trying to get to the nucleus. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not even drinking. Hell, shit, I've been smoking.
I can tell. I can tell.
Look, I've had a hell of a week. Okay, because first of all, let me get started. I will talk about it, but I said, how in the world is that going to work if you have an all-white town? Okay, in this day and age.
Okay.
How is it going to work? Now, Trump wants to bring in the troops to try to, I got the power to control shit, and I'm trying to he really wants to start another civil war. To tell you the truth, I think that's where it's going. To be honest with you, I think that's where it's going.
Can I say something? So I seen this black woman make this video right on TikTok, and then I'm sorry, I'm wrong. She replied back to a video of a white woman saying something about black people wanting their own town. There's some black people trying to build their own communities. We want our own communities, whatever. And the way the black people respond to that is this kind of like, all right, so the black people was like, why do you care if we want our own town? You feel me? Like, we don't care if you want your own town. If you want your own town, let us do what we want to do, blah, blah, blah. So I said all that to say, I don't care if they want an all white town or all Asian town or all, because there are still going to be some integrated communities. But if you want a community full of, your own kind of people, I don't think that everybody should be so butt hurt on it. You feel me? In a sense. Hear me out. Check this out.
Yeah, I agree.
We all can't stand the KKK, right? Just to say, because some people might not. They might like them. I don't know. But allegedly, everybody we don't like the KKK. So if they all wanted their own community, why the hell care? You feel me? They put the pedophiles in a community. You feel me? They had their own community. You feel me? Who, really can put them there, put them all there. You feel me? If that's what you want, by all means.
Oh, she froze. But the piggyback off of what she said.
Another race.
Okay, you have froze, friend. I'm sorry, I had you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, something clicking in and out. So, like, my issue is, when these races build their own community, why do other races want to come in and be a part? Clearly, that's what they want. So I don't care if they want to build a white community. I don't care.
Is it just me or
I feel like that's what people should be entitled to do. You feel me? I think the issue comes in when, like when people do want to build like a white community or a black community or a gay community, you got people want to be in. Well, I want to move in that community. Why can't I move in there? You feel me? That why I think the issue come in. Let them people be. Go move into your own community. Everybody can build their own. Everybody can build their own town. You can start a town.
I agree. It was a comment a couple probably like 20, 30 minutes ago
Oh, it's free.
that said segregation was natural. And I do agree with that to a degree going into what am I freezing?
No.
Going into what Jude was saying. Only reason why I say I agree with that is because and even in certain forums, we tend to migrate together. So when he says natural, they don't have to segregate us. We can segregate ourselves. And I think it's vice versa for any type of race or ethnicity. You tend to sit together. You tend to, you know what I mean, pull together of what
It's
what
due.
you
It's due to
identify.
commonality. It's due to your
Right.
commonalities.
Yeah, right. So I really felt like that was some truth in that. So I didn't disagree with that at all. At all.
Let's do all to the commonality, and there's nothing wrong with separating yourself if that's what you want to do, or segregating yourself if that's what you want to do. That's your prerogative. But you can't force other people to try to think the same way you do.
Very true.
You know what
And I
I'm
think
saying?
that's just like a huge thing. Before I go into what I wanted to go into, because I had an experience today, and I kind of wanted to. I know Q gonna give me what I want, but Paul, did you have anything that you wanted to elaborate on that before I go to the next thing?
No, no, no. Go ahead to the next thing.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit fun. Okay, so this
Go-
was this was the intro. What is it called? What's the country in Africa? Is it Cameroon? Cameroon? What is it called?
Which one?
I don't know. Is it Cameroon? What is it called? Cameroon? What is
Wait.
Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon.
Cameroon? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so picture it earlier today.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm on my way, I'm in the field for work. So come across this guy, nice looking guy, dark skin. So he's from there. We get to talking or whatever. So I don't know how we got into this conversation. So he said something to me in French. He asked me my name. He said something to me in French, right? I was like, oh, that was cute, you know. So I said, what that mean? So he tells me whatever. So he was like, well, I thought maybe you would have known because yada 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 of your name, right? So I was like, no, I don't know nothing about no French, but that was cute. I like that or whatever. So boom, we get to talking. So he's like talking to me or whatever. So I'm like, well, how long have you been here? So he goes, 2 years. And I was like, really? I was like, I would thought it was longer than that. So his eyes cut to me like, as I say, like, what you mean? So I was like, no. I said, what I mean by that, because I can tell he was offended, right? So I said,
Mm,
no, no, no. I said, what I meant was you seem comfortable, you're like fluent, things like I usually don't encounter that. So he shared the story with me. So a lady friend that he had before, like I guess probably like a couple of months ago or whatever, thought the same thing. But she stopped talking to him because she thought he lied about how long he was here in the States. Like I showed her my visa, like the stamp, everything. Like he had all this stuff to coincide with how long he had been here. But she stopped talking to him. So it was a trigger, which lead me back to what we consider triggers. Remember we was talking about the whole cultural thing and how people can be offended. So something just that small. And I knew I offended him. I was like, damn, I said I always talk about this. So we ended up having a whole conversation of like misperceptions. So we even got to talking about like the family dynamic and the dating dynamic in America versus where he's from. So I said, well, the rumor is when we meet you guys, we think y'all have a lot of wives or you already got like 5 wives at home and you try and make us number 6. He said, okay. This is exactly how he said. He said, okay, that is true. Where I am from, we do have multiple wives. I have 0. I have none. So certain things, but the dating scene is different. So I think the culture of how people date is a lot different, because even how he said like the expectations or the assumptions of people here versus where he from differs. So my question is, and it made me think because there was so many differences but a lot of similarities. Have you ever met someone from another culture where it made you think like, like damn, maybe I've been doing this shit wrong, or it made you think twice about some realistic ideations of yourself?
Can I say something real quick? Now, he say in his country he get to have many wives.
Hmm.
But you say the dating thing is different, so he can only probably date what, one woman? I think I would have the many wives. That's all I got to say.
No, he never been married. Fuck Paul up. So no, he never been married. But when we were talking about dating, so like for instance, he was telling me about some family members who had been married for an extended period of time. The men do like the washing of clothes and certain chores and things like that. The women cook or whatever, but they always come together as a united front. So he was saying like he notices in a lot of times like kids may play like the parents against each other. Like that's something common here. Whereas though there they like if one is going to be harsh, we're both going to be harsh. If one is going to be endearing and loving, we're going to give you equal. You know what I mean? Everything is like cohesive. There's no room for playing the 50 and all of that stuff. So we were talking about like expectations. So he was telling me about like his current friend and like some things that they had like experienced, like differences that they had. Like for instance, where he's from, they're very direct and very pretty much like demanding of what they want.
Hmm.
So he told her like, I know this is in my culture. Um, I'll go at your pace and pretty much like I won't cover you, but I'm here. And she took it as though, nigga, fuck you. You ain't if you wanted to stop talking to me, you should have just said stop talking to me instead of listening to no, I'm not trying to push you away with my cultural norms, but I'm trying to embrace you where you are because I'm interested. So now they're having this, you know, awkward dynamic.
Mm.
He was a beautiful man though. Right.
He better get his shit together before Trump have his ass shipped away from here.
He legal.
No matter shit, they snatching up legal motherfuckers too now.
You ain't never lied.
No, disappearing. They making people disappear. I'm telling you, boy, it's sad. But yeah, you always see here. He might be. I think Cameroon's on that damn ban list too, if I ain't mistaken.
Okay.
I think so too. I think so too.
I like that
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. He better be careful.
So
He better
no,
put
my
he can
question
tell
is,
him.
have you met somebody from another culture that made you like look into? Because some of the stuff he was saying, like about the interactions with women, I was chuckling because I had some of those traits. Or like even when I told him like he was talking about like the assumptions. I said, well, I get it. You can't take your past into certain things, but we've always talked about it like on a man and woman side. When you see certain traits that you've seen consecutively with different people or throughout, you tend to become guarded. So he wasn't familiar in that space. So then when I talked to him, it kind of gave him some insight, but he also gave me some good insight onto some things maybe I could a different perspective. So have you guys ever like met somebody or from another culture that made you like think about like that maybe I can take a different approach?
Yeah.
Tell me. Explain.
Shit. Japanese women, African women. I'm talking about from the motherland. I'm not talking about these pseudo generics that work on work on the corner of Macy's and Broadway and shit. I'm talking about foreign women because you're dealing with a different culture and you can't do the hugger booger shit that you do here in America. You got to come with a different approach because there's no nonsense. Okay, those women I've met, those women don't know nonsense. They don't play games. They don't, they don't like to jump through hoops. A lot of them are very direct. They want to get into it. If they like you, they dig you, they will talk to you. They will make themselves known. Unlike here, hey, do you like me? I'm gonna create a box. I'm gonna create. Do you like me? And then you put a box that says yes, and then another box that says no, and you slide it under her door, and hopefully you get an answer that you desire. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. Men and women both scared. Both of them are scared. Afraid to be hurt. Everybody. This is supposed to be everybody. Don't want to be vulnerable, right? Nobody wants to be vulnerable. Okay. Everybody want to be hard. Everybody want to be tough. Now, they don't even play R&B anymore. If you notice, whatever happened to the Quiet Storm?
Okay, because that girl Rick James and Smokey Robinson do it every time. Every time.
Look, I haven't listened to terrestrial radio in decades. Okay, I know the radio stations here. The only radio station I truly listen to is community radio, and that's like 88.5 or 0.9 or whatever. I don't listen to V103. I don't listen to whatever Power 104.5, whatever that bullshit is, because that's trash. That music is trash. All they talk about is eating dookie and just just nastiness. And I'm sick of it.
Well, that's the new thing.
What, eat booty?
Yes. Do you okay? I'm
DookieLiquor.com.
No,
I just came out with a site.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start sending you the DMs. I'm gonna start sending you. I'm telling you, it's like a pickup line.
No.
I promise.
These people, listen.
Jude.
Why? Hold on.
Then I
asked, walk up to a woman?
What is this? Is this like the new thing? Because I don't like it. Because first of all, now, because you just can't be like, you like getting your ass ate. And you be like, nigga, why you don't even know my name yet?
Right.
Like, what is that? But and people think that offering up sexual favors is enticing or alluring. It's not. It turns a motherfucker off. Because I feel like if that's your pickup line and somebody actually says yes, that's every place that your tongue is going in. Nah, I'm good on that.
I feel like it's different strokes for different folks. Some people into it, some people ain't. You feel me? So if it worked once, people feel like it'll work again. And you got to be a bold motherfucker to walk up to somebody and say, let me eat your ass. But people say it.
They do. And I'm not saying that I'm
wait a minute, but
somebody that I'm with, that's one thing. But this some random, just if you can imagine dating, like I think all y'all in relationships. But when you single and how many people try it, and then they come and they be like, oh, I can do this to you, I can do that. And I'm like, all right, fuck all that. What else you got going on other than that? And then they go right to the ass eating. And it's like, okay, that's cool and everything, but that's not something and it be something that
get your motherfucking nasty ass away from me.
I
don't even smell your breath. Your breath, you walk around smell like ass and shit.
These guys,
you walk around with ass breath. Hello, goodbye.
Right. These guys think it's cool, right? They got
Dookie stink, so I just don't see how you find
it. They got Dookie flakes circulating in their circulatory system.
I mean, I hope you clean your ass before. I mean, it's the same thing like putting a popsicle in your mouth or eating a Kool Kat. You feel me? I mean, if you just let somebody do it and you dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, if you letting somebody suck or eat on any of your body parts and it's dirty, both of y'all trifling. That's
hey.
but people fucking do it. People do it.
Do y'all know?
Be clean, and you don't know who ass or whatever they might have ate that wasn't clean, and then the first thing they try and do is be like, "Give me kiss, nigga." No, you just came at me straight trying to put your tongue in my butt.
Do y'all know them trash cans that just take out to the curb on every week? You know them
Nah,
trash cans?
I got,
And you dump them out.
I got
Okay,
it
you dump
worse.
them out. And the more you use them trash cans, the dirtier it get.
And that
So no matter
smell
how
be
you try to
lingering in
clean
the
them
Nah,
air.
trash cans,
nah,
it's still dirty as hell.
you know how the trash truck,
That's ass.
you know how the
That's,
trash truck
that's ass.
has that leak that leaking liquid at the bottom of it, and it leaves a trail. And on a hot summer day, when you step outside, you can smell it. You know what I'm saying? It's for blocks. You can
Jude is
smell that.
so
Because
disgusting
my
right now.
thing is, why are you even smelling the ass? Who don't know how? Why are you not even properly washing your ass if you want to eat? If you
Because
want your ass ate, why aren't you?
I
You should be taking pristine care of that ass if you want
nah,
it ate.
motherfuckers,
And I'm just
motherfuckers.
saying,
Look,
listen, and y'all, wait a minute, hold up, Q. And y'all may not want to believe it, but let me just say, these dudes be waxing and shaving and get that thing taken care of, just like the females. So not everybody got dirty asses. You feel? I don't like
I
people
just
take.
can't.
Let me just be the one. But
I
I
just
don't
can't
think.
do it.
But
I'm
just
crying.
on the thought of dirty ass with it, you feel? Be like, ew.
Gotta clean, no
Who the
ass,
fuck eating
no
dirty
ass.
ass?
I'm like the Hispanic. No
well,
C, no
well,
me, see,
well,
no something,
well,
some old shit.
somebody,
No ma, no some shit. Whatever the hell they
I'm
say.
just
No.
saying, man. If
somebody
you
gonna.
coming at people about sweaty balls and funky coochie, I'm pretty sure you ain't just putting your face in those shitty ass.
Mm-hmm.
You better not. You better not.
Ew, that is so gross. Q,
And
that's
and you feel
nasty.
like that's a pickup line. Who created that pickup line there? A bunch of ass eaters of America. I
Well,
mean, they need to be getting they need to have an
What
identification.
what I
They need to
need to
have some
find
Suki,
kind
out.
of badge of
Sukihana made a song
identification or
about it.
something.
I don't know, but I'm just trying to tell you what how the conversations be, and then when people ask, "Well, why are you single?" Motherfucker, if you seen some of the shit that I had to and do, and it's
I'm single because I'm not gonna get no ass.
no, but this
It
is the
started with
thing.
them damn celebrities putting it out there. Suki with the good coochie made a song talking about I bend the nigga over and I eat the nigga ass.
But a lot of them was liking that befitting, but also the other thing is I think so many people are accepting of the conversation to go straight sexual, it to show interest, and people think that everybody like that. And my thing is, if you didn't understand that I didn't respond to none of that that she was kicking, you should know that that doesn't pique my interest. That doesn't mean someone wants to be with you. I feel like that's all you want from me. So I ain't really taking none of that seriously. But I also think it just says a lot about a person. I be just looking like, yeah, I ain't even with none of
eating the
that.
booty.
It's a straight turn off.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
I ain't
what
surprised.
is he thinking about? He's Mr. Ass Mouth. I don't
yeah,
want that nasty mouth motherfucker around me.
yeah. They
Man,
gonna
you better go on back
one
over there
guy.
somewhere and sit down.
Them motherfuckers better be
Sit
careful.
down. Go sit down over there. So, go sit down
You
over
got
there.
you got to ask a motherfucker if they eat you eat chitlins. If they eat chitlins, they eat ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, go shit your down there where some damn well. Go shit your ass over there. Go do
Shit your
something.
ass down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible.
Damn.
Mm-mm.
That's too much for me, boy. I'm telling you.
I don't even know how we got here, but whatever.
No,
Um,
but one thing about it is, and you let me ask you something. How much of a damn do you do? How much of a damn do you give about Taylor Swift getting married?
what?
How
What
much of a
happened?
damn do you give about Taylor Swift getting married?
Who said that?
I'm just
Ain't
asking.
Not,
that the
but
question?
wait a minute. You gotta look at. We gotta watch this on a playback. Everybody's face, cause Drew got the chip. Like what?
I
Yeah,
was like, Taylor Swift. Da-da-da-da-da.
She get married. Paul was just like, Mm. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I heard, so it don't even matter. Cause I mean,
oh my
Right,
god.
right.
not to me. I don't give a single fuck about her
Nah,
and Travis Kelce.
right,
But
right,
she done bought
right.
the white
I'm a
boy back out of
Rihanna
here.
fan.
You see how he done flip flop from the little cool little black white guy that was dating the black chick to the little country boy white boy now. Got his little haircut and everything and being a good little white boy and ready to get married and everything. Gonna have a couple of little hillbilly kids running around. Yeehaw.
Mhm. That motherfucker, that motherfucker was getting fades and shit. Nah, this motherfucker, he got the white boy bowl cuts now. What's
Did
going on?
you say yeehaw? What?
Like, what the hell is going on with
I
y'all
care the
show?
same amount she gonna care when I get married.
hmm
Zero.
Exactly.
Zero.
Absolutely don't give a damn.
Yes. Paul
Exactly.
deserves the center seat. Paul.
I like Taylor Swift though. I'm just not a Swiftie.
Hell no. Or a Kelsey fan. Neither one of them really.
Mm-mm.
I watched them. I said, damn, I check it. I said, check them out. When they first went to the first Super Bowl, he was all down with the brothers and all cool and all the swag and the dancing at the end zone and all that good shit. Oh yeah, had him a nice little black chick in his corner and all that good stuff. I said, okay, check him out. Shit. Next time around, where he at? Taylor
Well,
Swift. Damn.
I'm gonna
Okay,
I'm
he
gonna do
keep the
this
black
one for
boy to
J
the
Bear.
curb.
I'm gonna do this one for me and my guy J Bear. Everybody already know I don't give a damn nothing about no Kelsey. I
Exactly.
watch the stuff. I'm gonna tell you why though. Y'all know why. He don't play for my team.
Right,
Ravens
he ain't
Nation
ready.
all day. He ain't a player on the team. So I don't care. You feel me? I hope they lose. Congratulations on the merge, but I hope y'all fucking lose. I'm a Ravens fan. Can't help
Well,
it.
He ain't
If
no
them
good no more. He's a salty now. He done lost his swag. He done lost his brother's swag. You seen that in the last Super Bowl? Well, they didn't make it to the last Super Bowl, did they? Yeah, they
he
did.
should he should have been a Raven. He would have never lost his swag. Once his anger
Yeah.
was angry.
They say once you go black, you can't go back. But he felt a light, so he went back to white.
no, he saw how much money she had, and he was like,
Yeah.
I gotta hitch my wagon to that chick.
So he
Nah,
said, "Yeehaw!" I tell you with the wagon.
yeah,
Yeehaw!
I wonder what it's like fucking a 2x4 every night though.
What?
I wonder what.
Probably, probably like nailing a tree against a tree, plank against another plank.
See,
I don't know what I missed.
you hugging up against a 2x4.
How we get here?
It
Look
just
at
happened.
look how skinny
I
this
said
dog
it's
is.
I
happening.
got I got one question. Coco.
What's that?
I just got one question.
Yes.
For all the NFL players and the football association, how do it feel that y'all all could have been a Raven, but y'all all playing for y'all sorry ass teams?
Oh, you a hater. Oh, that's what that is. You a
Ravens
hater.
Nation all day. You could have been
Okay,
you
no.
could have been
I
a
got my
Raven.
team going 9 games. I ain't gonna say all of them, but we winning at least 9. I got 9. 9. I'm going with 9.
I don't care. All your players on your team could have been a
Stop.
Raven.
I mean, Baltimore ain't sure they can even get there yet. They keep saying they will have big years, but damn, every time they get knocked out too, they beat by
It ain't it
Buffalo.
Every
ain't
year. But
it
hold
ain't in
on.
our
Hold
script.
on.
It ain't in
Hold
our
on. Wait
script.
till
Our
they lose
time is
the game.
coming.
Wait till the regular season the game when they lose. Watch how everybody kill their team. Just watch how they jump ship. Ravens fans are the worst.
Listen, let me tell you something.
The
That's
worst.
why the president need to know better than to fuck with us. We love and hate our own football team. They better stop playing with us. Baltimore don't play. But anyway, no matter how much we hate them when they lose, it's still our team. We still stand beside them. We got a
Yeah,
relationship. That's a long term. Look, we got this dysfunctional marriage with them. They better go to something.
Yeah, they'll pack up and leave town again and again and
The
again.
thing, listen, but listen here, Paul. The thing is, we can say that you're not a Ravens fan, so it don't matter. You can't say that. We know what it is. We ain't in the now. We ain't in the now.
Yes,
You know,
yes, surely is. Yes, surely
we
is.
not. We know what it
Every day.
is.
Okay. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. That on that note, that is the end of the show. Um,
That's a hill.
hmm,
No,
what you say, Paul? Paul, like they started some shit. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lamont. Thank you, my mama, Eunice. I took Richie Hicks Jr.'s mom from him. She's my cyber mom. Thank you, Jay Bear. Thank you, what's his name? Um, thank you, Tay. Thank you. Is his name? I don't want to say the wrong name. I think it's Harry Ludwig. Who else is on here? Lamont, Tiffany. Um,
don't
some
forget Bosco came through.
Atrick. Shout out to Bosco for coming through in the clutch. Showing some little bit of love. I don't know who CJ Flocker is, but thank you to you too. Period. So thank you guys. We will be back next week. I don't know what we're talking about, but we're gonna talk about something. Oh, actually, shout out to Knowledge Green. We got our shirts. Period. So we'll probably wear them next week. And I'm gonna talk to the rest of the people. So we're gonna do some new things coming in September. So we're excited for September. September is gonna be a banging month. We got football season. We got so much stuff coming up. We got extra content coming up. So look out for some pop-ups. If you're not following all of us, you can follow me, Casual Convo Coco, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I'm about to make a Twitch. So watch that. Yeah, me and Drew gonna be doing some things on there. She don't know it yet, but I'm putting it out there. Um, I got something special for Quentin. I gotta run it past him because we gotta make sure that that's right. And then Paul, I got something special for you too. So we just gonna do some new things. I'm excited for September. I'm excited for the next phase of Casual Convo. We also got Ham Radio behind the board, so some things coming up soon for Ham Radio, especially in 2026. We're excited for. So yeah, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you haven't noticed over the last couple of weeks, at least the last half an hour is a pretty much an anything goes. As you can see tonight, anything went.
Who was that Q you just drunk out of? Q, what was that? A gallon?
Huh?
Huh?
What did you just drunk out of? A gallon?
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay.
Yeah.
Q
I'm
high.
drinking
Q,
juice.
we don't leave Q in his highness. Q
Look,
is
look, 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 look. Listen. You know, the week that I had, or last week, all right, so I've been stoned ever since Monday. Because Friday, what happened Friday was that the contract ended. But I got stuff in flow. So I'm not worried about a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck that. I'm about to sit down and smoke. That's how we gonna do that there. Okay. And that's what we've been doing, sending out resumes, smoking. Yeah, I'm high as a motherfucker right now. I'm good.
Q gonna be my pop up man. So when you see pop up videos from us, and we also want to do reviews. So if you want us to sponsor your brand, please send it to us.
Yeah, I would love.
I'll be posting more information on how to
Yeah.
get in contact with us soon. Just give me like a week. But anywho, actually follow Judy Jr. on Facebook. Follow Quentin Moore on Facebook and also on Instagram. What's your thing? What's your Instagram, Jude?
The Juice creation.
At the Juice
I
Creation.
tell you.
Her beautiful artwork. Everything. Follow her. Follow Paul. Definitely, you can see how he handles business when he go down to City Hall in North Carolina. Just remember, the beauty is you have two Baltimore women, a New Yorker specifically the Bronx. And then you have Asheville's finest of North Carolina, Paul. So we will see you guys next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We might pop out before then, but stay tuned.
Yeah, in a minute. Deuces.
Thank y'all.